exactly a book review, but I did recently pick up a book called Humbitious, and I really loved the whole concept of it. Now, I owe David Dye a thank you. He works in leadership and is quite a hero of mine. We'll put a link into his stuff. He and Karen do wonderful work. He did a podcast that interviewed the author, and I'm hoping I get his name correctly. Amer Kaissi wrote a book called Humbitious. It's a combination of the word humble and the word ambitious. Yeah, they do go together. Look, it all gets back to what we've been talking about for ages: clear definition. In our power skills bundle, we talk about it a lot because without clear definition, you can't really do an effective presentation, productively resolve conflict, or negotiate as strongly. Clear definition means that we have more than a dictionary definition in common. We have a frame of reference, a context in common. And so I'm delighted to say that in this book, he goes to great lengths to give you multiple different definitions of how the word humble could be interpreted. Why is this coming up now for me? Well, it's not exactly unknown in the news today for us to hear about people who are in positions of leadership who candidly don't fit anybody's definition of the word humble. Plenty of ambition, not an awful lot of humility. In one of our other posts, we talked a little bit about what it was like when people confused leadership with confidence and the fact that, well, just because the person's the loudest and the first to speak doesn't necessarily mean that they're deserving of our followship. Because being louder than everyone else, being the first to speak, is not leadership. But within a number of the definitions of humility that is shared in the book, Humbitious, and I'm only about 25 pages in, one of the key trends in all of those definitions is the understanding of where you as an individual fit into the greater scheme of things, up to and including not just knowing your strengths, but accurately understanding where you're not strong, where your challenges lie, where, frankly, for some of us, we're just plain bad at it. And then making sure to surround yourself with people who are way smarter in that area. It seems so simple on the surface of it. And to a certain extent, it is simple, but not easy. I think back, and one amazing thing that I always remembered about Abraham Lincoln when I was studying him was that he had made up his cabinet. The top decision makers in the country were made up of people who had tried to beat him to the presidency, people with whom he often held disastrously. These were people with whom he often had nothing in common in terms of perspective, viewpoints, or belief systems. But he voluntarily put himself in that position because he believed that the greater wisdom would win out and that the better ideas would come out of that cabinet because of their differences of opinion. Because he knew what he knew, but he was also pretty clear about what he didn't know. I think in many ways, he's the epitome of ambitious. So, confidence, well, in this new framework, let's say confidence is understanding accurately and clearly what you're good at, what you're maybe not so good at, what you're crummy at, and what you can't even begin to think about learning. And leadership, based on that kind of confidence, will go out and find the people who are strong where you're not. This video lesson was brought to you by Leadership Driven Project Management Academy. I'm Kimi Hirotsu-Zimski. We have a group on Facebook and we would love for you to join us. Thanks for listening.